Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another manager meeting. Um, Today is our June manager meeting. Another month has gone by. We'll kind of, I'll record this for anyone that someone on your team that isn't able to make it. Feel free to, I usually send out an email with a link to watch it so that way you don't miss out on anything important. Um, but we'll kind of just, as we do, go over our agenda. We'll do our mission, values, any HR operational updates, and then any manager mindset for this month as well. And then our executive corner and Q&A. Got you. Is there anyone else that's not able to log into the link? I see a few people on here already know, so oh, it should be an unrestricted link, so I don't think there should be any issues. Alrighty, as always, we'll start with our mission, Ramen Banai. We are dedicated to crafting an unparalleled dining experience that transcends the ordinary. So our mission is to be or become every guest's favorite place, where they, find not only the finest representation of authentic Kitakata regional style ramen, but an atmosphere of warmth, gracious hospitality, and genuine joy. As always, our values. We believe in providing legendary service. We believe that good enough isn't. We believe in honesty and trust. We believe in the ongoing training and development of our people. We believe in our continued success that depends on teamwork. We believe in doing business in a professional and orderly manner. And lastly, we believe in being responsible ourselves. And the other thing I want to just kind of bring up is obviously I go over our mission and values, but I just want to reiterate to you all that we should all be going over our mission and values, whether it's a new hire or just kind of in our daily quick OSHI meetings and our pre-shift meetings, just making sure that we are kind of going over these values and kind of just ensuring our staff know what our mission is and what our values are. Okay. And then with that, of course, comes kind of our, pre-shift meeting. As I will do in our meetings, I want to make sure that you are also doing this in your meeting. So again, using this as a guide, right? Any operational updates, and I'll kind of just ask the team, does anyone have any operational updates that they can provide to me? Shouldn't be, shouldn't be anything super complicated. Anyone? Volunteers? Nobody? An example. I'll give an example for the first one, operational, right? And hey team, an operational update that we have for this month. Hey, Mazibin is continuing to sell, right? It runs from all of June through July, end of July 31st, right? So continuing to make sure we upsell those things. If anyone has questions on, how to make Mazibin or any questions about Mazibin, please, consult with your area managers. But that is an update on the operational end. In terms of informational, in terms, of anything that's related to informational, you can let your staff know if it's related to your store or just, any information that HQ has sent out. So for that, you can probably say, hey, we did update the QR code for the save the date. So if you were having any issues with the save the date, please let us know. We've sent an updated, Julie has graciously sent out the updated QR code with the flyer. So please let us know if you have any continued issues there. Okay. Safety. Hey team, our hair needs to be tied back, right? In the front and in the back, right? Just ensuring, of course, it's not only food safety, but just the overall look of the company. So just making sure when it comes to hair, making sure that we are being safe with the way that we are tying it. Okay. Hospitality. I think one of the things that is important to hospitality is not only what we say, but how we say it, right? Certain things can come across as, it could be a very simple message, right? It doesn't maybe mean anything to you, but if you're saying it to a guest or you're just saying it to someone who's been waiting a while or whatever it may be, the way you say it matters. So when it comes to hospitality, that is one thing that you need to be mindful of, right? So educating your staff or just saying, hey, the way you said that, it came off a little, rude, things like that, or hey, this is how I felt when I heard that. So maybe just be mindful of what you say in the future, right? Something like that, just a simple message to your staff so that they understand it and they hear it and they get that feedback live from you. Okay. Impact. Let's see. You guys are managers and leaders of the company, right? So just making sure you set clear expectations for your staff, right? If you're being wishy-washy, if you're unsure, then your staff are also going to be unsure. So being very clear on what you're, expecting from them. If they're not sure, they will ask you, and that's how you're able to kind of build that trust with them. Okay. And lastly, inspire. I did put a little quote on there, but leaders never use the word failure. They look upon setbacks as learning experiences. So for me as managers, kind of letting you guys know, relaying that message. Again, we don't fail, right? But just every experience is a learning experience. Okay. Again, this took me a few minutes, right? You should all be doing the same when it comes to your pre-shift meetings. Again, it's probably going to be geared more towards operation, anything related to the store that you have. But I do expect for all managers to kind of have that little bit of pre-shift meeting before you go into your shift for the day. Any questions there? Cool. In that case, I will turn it over to our admin coordinator, Mel.
Hi everyone, just wanted to go over a couple of random HQ topics that have come up through the month, or just generally wanting to touch on upon with you guys. So first things first, service animals. We received a complaint recently from a guest. We're not sure if they actually did dine with us because we did actually reach out to the manager of that restaurant that they mentioned, but essentially they claimed that we turned them away and didn't, we basically refused service to them because they had a service animal. So I just wanted to give a general reminder. Please make sure to accommodate any service animals or anyone with a service animal, essentially. And just if as soon as they mention that they have a service animal, even if it doesn't appear as a service animal, please allow them to dine with us. Access to our restaurant is a right, but it is not unconditional. So with that, we can ask them to leave under the following circumstances, being like if the service animal happens to not be housebroken, aka they relieve themselves in the restaurant, then we are allowed to essentially ask them to politely leave the premises because essentially that is a food safety hazards. And not only that, but if it happens to be that the dog or whatever service animal it might be, if they're out of control, like if they're barking or causing any sort of interruptions or any sort of really seemingly out of control, and the handler is unable to or just simply isn't taking actions to kind of fix that, we are also able to politely ask them to essentially leave the premises as well under those circumstances. So just wanted to touch on that real quick. And then another thing I wanted to discuss was I-9 completion. So as we know, we have a 72-hour window from the new hire start date for us to complete the first section being the employee section, but also the manager section. So I just wanted to touch on that, make sure that you guys are completing those on time. It is a compliance issue that we want to make sure that we're essentially being compliant on. And I-9 completion is not optional for both employee and manager side. So just wanted to touch on that. And then another thing, just wanted to kind of go over the Orange County / LA County Restaurant Employee Company Party. That's going to be taking place on July 14th. Of this year on Tuesday. So essentially what we're going to be doing is for any OC or LA locations in California, we're going to be having a dinner shift closure. So essentially we won't be open for from 5 p.m. and on as normal. And that's just to allow everyone, in terms of our staff, to be able to make it to that company party. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that. Make sure to mention that to your team and let them know that the QR code is now working on that flyer that Mai mentioned and Julie kindly sent out earlier. And then another thing, just wanted to go over Approve My Checks. Please continue to encourage your staff to check their Approve My Checks as soon as they come out because they have roughly 24 hours or so to check their Approve My Checks there. So if they happen to see something's wrong or if they're missing any hours, or like in the case where someone's expecting like a raise or promotion of some sort, um, just making sure that they check their Approve My Check to make sure that those changes are reflecting on their end and they're getting paid correctly. And then last but not least, the owner website loyalty points. So as you may know, the owner website loyalty was separate from the Toast loyalty points, which is for dine-in and Toast local orders. But now since we've transitioned fully over to the Toast website, which is essentially the Toast loyalty program, those owner guests with the rewards program there, they essentially have lingering points and they are um, essentially having to be manually transferred over by myself. So that's what I'm currently working on with those. But if anybody has a question or like any guests mention it or anything, feel free to have them reach out to the contact us form just so we could kind of look them up and help them accordingly. But if not, you could also jot down their name, their phone number, email, and then just send that over to me directly and then I could just kind of try to look them up. But if they don't have a Toast loyalty account already, just encourage them to create one through our website and then they could reach out to me and then I'll look up their account and essentially just add whatever the owner points equivalent would have been onto the Toast loyalty points that they would have. So yeah, if you have any questions on that or anything of that sort regarding anything on this slide, just feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. All right, Jason, I'm gonna pass it over to our manager mindset of the month, which is Hoffman Estates. Just let me know when you need to go to the next slide.
Sure, there's a bunch of like click things that will activate, but yeah. So yeah, what is a manager? Somebody, um, someone who achieves results through other people by planning, organizing, leading, controlling to accomplish company goals. A manager's job is to create an environment where their team can succeed. Next slide, please. Manager is not just a boss. A boss gives orders or points out mistakes, focuses on authority, saying things like, just do that because I'm your boss. A manager coaches, develops people, solves problems, creates accountability, and leads by example. You can click again. So a boss might say, hey, you took that ramen to the wrong table, and be mad and yelling in front of the employee right there on the floor. Or a manager is more so like, how can we prevent running the food to the incorrect table in the future? Go ahead. So there are 4 functions of management: planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. These 4 functions form the foundation of management theory. So you can click once. So planning is deciding what success looks like before service ever begins. So some examples would be building the schedules, forecasting sales, preparing for busy weekends, ordering inventory, training plans. So did this past weekend go badly just because it was a weekend and it was busy, or was it did it go bad because we failed to staff enough people? We did not demonstrate the mazamen to the staff. We did not order all the ingredients for the mazamen. We didn't train the staff on how to prepare or serve the dish. So it's easy to just say, hey, the weekend was busy and we got behind. Well, were we behind because, again, we didn't go over this new special? Next slide, please. So organizing is putting the right people and resources in the right place. So assigning positions to staff, setting break schedules, where to position your shift leads during busier shifts, preparing backups of items, and delegating responsibilities. A manager who tries to do everything personally is typically a poor organizer. That's something that took me a while to work on personally. just sometimes people want to do everything themselves because you know how you work and what your result will be. But it takes time and practice to coach people the right way so that you can have other people handle other things as well. So if everything depends on you, you have built a dependency and not a team. Leading. What is leading? Leading is influencing people to perform at their best through coaching, motivating, hey, nice job, training, setting standards, and holding staff accountable. So it's important that we all know the rules and we follow the rules, and so that we can hold all our staff to the same rules. If you let Billy come 45 minutes late every shift and there's no problem, but then Sarah shows up, 3 minutes late and you start writing her up, it can be a problem. So make sure you hold all staff accountable the same way. Leadership is not, I can do it faster myself. It is, let me teach you how to do this more effectively. So if we expect urgency, we as managers must show urgency. If we expect professionalism, we must show professionalism. And if we expect exceptional hospitality, we must show exceptional hospitality. So a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is the way. Not sure Star Wars Mandalorian fans there. That's for you. Haha, so funny, Jason. That's so clever. Controlling. What is controlling? Controlling is measuring performance and correcting issues before they become bigger problems. So checking labor percentages, monitoring food costs, enforcing standards, evaluating guest complaints. Controlling is not about punishment. It's about protecting the guest experience. You cannot control the weather. However, you can control how you staff for the day. Whether it's going to be a nice day and you need more staff, or it's rainy, I guess not so much in California usually, but and you need less staff. You cannot control exactly what the guest orders. However, you can control how you adjust your ordering to account for higher or lower sales. So if you realize that the Mazaman is just selling like crazy, hey, maybe we need to order extra, shredded nori, something like that. All right. So what does a great restaurant manager actually manage? The guests, that would be the guest experience, the satisfaction, and the loyalties. I'm sure you all have regulars that you see quite frequently. The employees, training, performance, and morale. So part of that is the oishi that they talked about a minute ago. Operations, food safety, cleanliness and standards, and financial results, sales, labor, and profitability. Then as a store manager, you ultimately own all 4 of those. Okay, so again, what is a manager? A planner, a teacher, a coach, problem solver, standard bearer, and a leader. Manager is not the smartest person in the room, not the busiest person in the room, and not the person who does everything themselves. The true measure of a manager is not how well they perform when they are present. It is how well the team performs when they are absent. And then Richard Branson, quote, train people well enough so they can leave, so that they could go find other jobs elsewhere, but treat them well enough so that they don't want to. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Make sure you're training your staff, really. It's important. There's I don't know how many staff you all have, but maybe you have 15 servers and you as a manager can also serve. But those 15 servers cannot do all the manager tasks, such as ordering or making schedules or talking to vendors, things like that. So it's important that you're handling manager tasks and not using, your time to just, do the server tasks. Instead, we should be training the servers on how to do those tasks, or training the kitchen on how to do those tasks. Of course, we should always help when help is needed, and you should know when it's needed before they ask you. Yeah, your shift and your day and your life as a manager will go much smoother if you follow these things, I believe. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason and the Hoffman team. All right. Moving along, as always, here's our contact us in case you or any of your staff may need it. And then I will go ahead and pass it over to Yui for any executive voice.
Okay, I'll speak. Maybe after I speak, I'm gonna have area manager talk a little bit because I asked them to speak every meeting. But anyway, so this is number for the May. So thank you again for your hard work for the May. And time flies. It's almost like end of first half of the year. But yeah, as we can see, this number, momentum's continuing. I think California is getting numbers back, and yeah, I see a lot of greens. So like I say every time, this is the results of our past efforts, not the efforts of May itself. So I think we are doing the right thing. So let's keep doing it, and number will follow. And other than that, we opened Glenview in May, and it's a very small store. And we didn't have a delivery started for the month of May, I think. So I think from June on, we'll put more focus on advertising and maybe selling through online and all that. And we haven't even got the liquor license yet. So once those are ready, then we should add some sales too. So we'll spend more time for really working on Glenview. So yeah, other than that, I think we are doing fine. And other than this number stuff, so California is doing a company party with the employees, all the employees and managers invited. So maybe Illinois team should do the same thing. We have a budget, and we want all our members to just take half days off and relax and kind of communicate with other members from other stores so that we can really kind of discuss and unite each other. So I have Kunio, Kazu, and Kodai, and managers at the Illinois stores kind of discuss. If I don't think nobody said, "Hey, I don't want to do," but you guys can decide.
Yeah, I'm currently working on some stuff right now for
okay,
that.
good. Thank you, Jason.
Of course.
Cool. And as far as the new opening, we got the Naperville being under construction, and it's going fast. I think we can open like maybe July if you want, but the thing is that the shopping center we're gonna be opening at is all under construction, and we don't want to be the first one open where no other stores are open, like a ghost town. So we might just wait till end of August because we got the free rent until the end of August. Yeah, we'll see, but it's on a good pace, and yeah, I think we can open anytime. So that'll be our first opening, and I think I mentioned about we might be getting a space in San Diego for Curry. So that thing is still alive, but I got a lot of delays because of the seller. But it's, I'm still negotiating, and we should be getting a space, but it's going to be a little bit later this year. But we got another space in Torrance, and that's going to be converted to Curry. It's currently a Japanese yakitori restaurant. Kazu, Kodai, and I went to see the space twice already, and I'm working on signing like all the papers. So once we get that, we should be getting it maybe end of August, and then we'll spend like a month for renovation, then open in October. So that will be, I think, other than Kitakata and Naperville, will be a new opening afterwards for Curry concept. That'd be a big challenge, but if that goes well, then we might focus on opening more Curry because I think there's a lot of opportunities, especially in California. But we may try and struggle too, but we'll see. But yeah, that'll be another concept of ours. So those are the new openings happening, and I'll constantly look for locations, and once I find good ones, yeah, I'll just dig in. Yeah. And other than that, as you guys are aware, finally we are no longer using owner.com for the online ordering. And I think the app too. We switched to Toast for the online ordering, and then Melanie's working on developing the app also. So once that's ready, then everything goes through Toast, and everything will be more streamlined. So no more orders. Yeah, other than that, I think I have no more news. Just really thank you for your hard work, and California's got a hot summer, and Illinois got a some hurricanes or something. But I think we got a summer special that should really help us to maintain the decent sales. Summer is always tough month for especially California team, but yeah, we have the Mazaman and Mentaiko Mazaman, and we are discussing on what we do for August. So we'll do something so that customer is excited to keep coming, want to keep coming back. So let's just do what we do all the time, and yeah, I think that should be it. And I think Jason's slides were really good. So every manager, I think we all can understand what he mentioned, but I think it's good. I want the HQ team to kind of circulate these slides so that each managers can go back to his papers and see. You might want to do like self-evaluation. Hey, I know this, but this may be something that I need to work on, that kind of thing. That way it will, make you stronger. And as you become the, good managers, then it will really create you less work and more efficient and more effective because, as Jason mentioned, the team will be doing, how you want them to do and how customers want us to do. So, because you can do everything. I can do everything by myself, and we really have to work as a team. So, it's good timing to really check back on yourself and, see your, understand your strengths, but also it's good to understand your weakness too. So that's something we can work on. And once we eliminate those weaknesses, you'll be super strong. So let's really work on that. And, I'm always here to help you, and our HQ team, area managers, and, all the other managers can discuss with you so that we can all grow together. Yeah. So I think that's good papers. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Always send the recording as well as the slides in the email recap, so you guys have that to access. Okay. All right, area managers. Anyone want to take it away and close this out?
Wait. Oh, can I go?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Hi.
Yes. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Hi. So thank you so much for working every day super hard, and I really, we really appreciate that. And then, so one thing I want to tell you guys about, like a conversation, not like a conversation, but between the servers and the guests. So recently, like I've been to some locations and I talked to you guys, and everybody said, "Oh, this time our season ramen is kind of not popular like Jiro ramen last month, like 2 months ago. I think Jiro was more popular. So if you guys feel like that, just let's try to talk with the guest every time, yeah, to recommend our season ramen, blah blah blah, and then try to make them get interested in our ramen, season ramen. And then, yeah, I think it's gonna be, it's gonna help you guys to make more, like a better sales. And also, not only season ramen, of course, drinks, appetizers, every time, try to recommend one more, plus one, add one. If all the server have those minds, it's gonna be the good result. So let's try to do that. I think it's very small thing, but it's small. That's why, like, we are not trying to do that sometimes, especially busy time. Oh, it's okay. I just skip like this one. Like, I don't recommend. Blah blah blah. I understand, but let's try to do more, and then it's gonna be the good result. So, just please share with your team member, and then also for you guys, I think it is really hard sometimes to tell your member to like do the okay, please do like please do like this, share like something, because like some people have different like a personality. Some people like, oh, I like talking, so I can tell them like in person. But some people like, oh, I don't like talking. Like, oh, maybe it's hard for me. So it's different. I understand. So if you like talking like to the people, yeah, you can tell directly to them. But if you kind of something hard for you to talk, like to tell something to your member, you can use group chat or something. And then please share every time like what's our standard, what our like a rule is or like something like that. So the key point is to keep telling them. For some people it's really hard to understand. Only one time you explain, they need get like an expression like a 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. But yeah, the key point is to keep telling them, to keep telling them. So just please try to do that too. And then yeah, it's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be better. So I believe you guys can do that. So onegai shimasu. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Kodai. All right, I'll kind of open it up. Anyone have any other comments, questions, concerns?
Can I just add to what Kodai kind of said?
Yeah.
So as far as like upselling, like he's saying, one thing that I hear a lot is anything else. Well, they're not really thinking of anything else, so there's oh no, I'm good. So one thing that I try to train my staff is like, oh, you ordered the spicy miso. Can I interest you in an egg topping or maybe try the bamboo? Offer them a specific item, or if they're like even bringing waters. I don't know how California is now, but when I lived there, I remember seeing restaurants like, oh, we'll bring you water, but like not just by default. I don't know what your rules are for each store out there, but um, I have my staff check in with the guests first, let them get situated, settled in, and then right there you can kind of offer like upsell something. Okay, would you like a glass of water? We have Sapporo, a Coke, a base specific. Just what do you want to drink? Like, and like I think you said too, is like how we're talking to the guests. Like, what do you want? Like, that's kind of rude. What can I interest you in? Like, would you like a fork? Do you want a fork? Right. Those little things make a huge impact, and those are going to really help get your regulars coming in. You're going to form relationships with the guests. I mean, I've been in the industry a long time. I get Christmas cards from people still that I don't work at these restaurants anymore. So it's really cool to get those relationships. But using like how you use your language and every word, it really helps make those upsells. And you sound less like a car salesman or somebody who's rude. You just be specific, and also going back when you check in with the table. Now, one thing I hear at all restaurants, how is everything? And then your response is good. It's like there's at least no conversation. But if you say, hey, how are we enjoying that Mazman we just started? We just started it. People are loving it. You know, I've told you about it. Like, what do we think on it? And then they're going to kind of think more about it. They're going to give you a more in-depth answer instead of just, how is it? Good. Okay. It's like that went nowhere. We got no information out of that. They're not going to remember that conversation when they go home. But how we talk to the guests is really important, like Kodai said. So I just wanted to add those things.
Thank you, Chase.
Awesome. Great points, everybody. Anything else? Anyone else want to add? I know we're running out of time here. We've got 3 minutes, so I'm here afterwards if anyone wants to stay. But any last comments? Questions? No? Nothing at all? Okay. With that then, just friendly reminder, California teams, OCLA, we did send that new QR code, so please send those to your staff. I will send a recap of who has answered and who has not. So I will reach out to you personally if your team is lacking on some responses. So we just want to make sure if it's a yes or a no, if they're able to come or not come. Koda, I see a hand.
It's okay. Sorry, one more thing.
Yes.
It's okay. Okay, so one more thing. So please check every time before they start working. They wear everything on. Yeah, the jacket, hat, apron, and also name tag, and of course shoes as well. Please check every time. And if they do wrong, please tell them immediately. Then, especially shoes, if they don't wear non-slip shoes, please do not allow to work them. Huh? Allow them. Huh? Do not. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. English. But anyways, yeah. Please try to get the like a non-slip shoes. If they slip without wearing the non-slip shoes, and in the restaurant, it's our responsibility. It's too late. So do not allow them to wear. Huh? Yeah. Please tell them to wear non-slip shoes. And also, yeah, of course, any uniform, please yeah, tell them correctly. お願いします. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes,
Perfect.
exactly. Always
Love
just
that.
do a visual check when they walk in at the beginning of your pre-shifts to make sure everybody is compliant with all the safety standards and their uniform. Good points.
Great
All right.
points. You could have them go get it if they don't have it. And if you let people get away with it, that's not all they're going to try to get away with. They're going to try to get away with other things. It's going to make your life as a manager more difficult. So enforce things and explain to them why they need to follow these rules and be consistent with everybody. And I promise your life as a manager will be way easier.
Yes, absolutely. Perfect. All right, just in time, less than 1 minute. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for joining us in our June meeting. We'll see you in the next one. And hopefully in the next one, California OCLA will see you in person on the 14th of July. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Bye now.